Okay, in today's lesson, we're going to be taking two animals and taking them into Photoshop and combining them as a fusion. So the first thing that we're going to do is go and grab two different animals. I'm going to take a rat, so I'm going to copy, bring it in, and paste it. And then I'm also going to stick with my shark theme. Actually, I'm going to do a seahorse. Seahorse. Okay. I'm going to grab my seahorse here and copy it and then come back into Photoshop and then I'm going to paste it. Okay. So at this point you have both of your animals. They're on layer 11 and layer 10. Now you need to get your lasso tool, which you're all very familiar with. I'm going to do the head of the mouse. So I'm just going to come here. I'm going to lasso around the part that I want, or the rat, I guess, shall I say. Okay. And then I'm going to Control X to cut it out. Control X, and then Control V. Again, make sure you're on the right layer. I'm going to set it aside. And layer 10, I'm going to trash. I don't need that anymore. Okay, with this layer, I'm going to use the bottom. So I'll just come in here and scroll around with my lasso tool. And it doesn't have to be totally precise. We can always come in and clean it up afterwards. Okay, this is a little more tricky. Okay, and then I'm lassoing around. I'm going to Control X and then Control V. Okay, now I have both of my parts. So I have my mouse and then I have the bottom of the seahorse. The challenge now is to make them look realistic, as if they belong together. Okay, so I'm going to pull that to the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to go Edit, Transform. I'm going to scale it a little bit, and then I'm also going to use what is called perspective. That actually really helps. Grab my mouse head. I'm going to free transform him right now. Make him a little larger. Maybe rotate it a little. I'll probably kind of cut a little bit of that off. And then I will also do perspective just a hair on him. Okay, now at this point, I like the way they look. They're looking good. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to merge these two layers. So I click on layer 12. I hold down the shift key and I click on layer 13. I'm going to come over here and then I'm going to say merge layers. Okay, so now they're together. I can come in with my eraser. You have your different sizes. Just kind of clean that up there. I actually like that. And then my clone tool. My clone tool is the stamp here. The important thing is you have different types of brushes. You can go out here on the scale and load like if you want a brush that has a texture, you can have a texture. Obviously make it a lot smaller. Okay, and then of course you have your opacity. Never clone with 100. Okay, always lower it. I usually work around in the 50s. So here I'm going to hold down the Alt key. I'm going to take a picture and I'm going to start cloning it up. And you want to try to stay true to your contour. Now I might need to up the opacity just a hair. Okay. So I'm just taking pictures and cloning it over. Okay. And pasting it on. And that's basically, so let's say I can kind of bring it around. I also can take some of that fur and then bring it down on here. Okay. You could make the ear orange. That's kind of fun. Okay. use your eraser. Another tool you can use is the smudge. Just be kind of careful. You don't want to smudge too much. Okay, and then of course your use your eraser to kind of clean up anything that you don't want. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to zoom in. So I would work more on this, and then of course there's dodge and burn, which we'll talk about how to darken and lighten up areas. But for right now, this is where I need you to be for today. Okay, have fun and happy cloning.